Are you ready for some fireworks? Because Banana Republic Factory is about to celebrate our mega summer sale. Entire store 50 to 70% off. Dresses from $19.99, shorts from $16.99. It's insane. Grab your friends. Banana Republic Factory. See you there.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish the tea. And your dish darlings, with big meat.
Can't wait. Time to dish tea with big meat. Time to dish tea with big meat. Time to dish tea with big meat. Time to dish tea with big meat.
Darling. All right, let me see what's going on here because it seems as though my connections are not giving it to me. This thing is counting. Let me see. Maybe I have to refresh. And we'll go from there. Something's not giving it. And it always seems to do this every time that I'm on the air. So I don't know if you guys can hear me just yet, but we're going to find out in just a few moments. Let me see what's going on. But in any event, children, I'm just trying to sit up here and make sure we get it together. We got a lot that's going on in the world today, and I want you guys to come on in and talk about. But it seems as though something is giving me problems. Can hear you now. Okay, thank you so much. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Y'all know every time we have something important to talk about, the system seems to go haywire over here. And I have time to, the system is acting crazy and blah, blah, blah. I was supposed to have another song playing, and the counter is saying that it's playing, but guess what? Y'all not hearing it. So, ha, ha, ha. Okay? But it's okay. And we're going to move forward so that we can make this happen. Now, what just happened to my screen? Okay, give me a couple of moments, y'all. I want to make sure everything is together. But in the meantime and in between time, there's another glorious Wednesday, my tea sippers. And you know what time it is. I hope you have plenty of crumpets, my darlings, because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. Yes, my darlings. I have been away from you for a couple of weeks because I've been dealing with finals and school and all that kind of jazz, and that had taken my attention. So I wasn't prepared to come on the air. However, since that time, honey, we've had a lot that has happened here within our world, and, honey, I'm just trying to sit down here and figure out what's going on. What is happening here? I can't seem to get my screen to come up so that I can maneuver on and carry it on. But this thing here, it ain't gonna bother me. You understand? Cause they trying to come for me today, and it ain't happening. No sir, no ma'am. Capiche, capiche. Problems with loading. Try again. See, I'm telling y'all, something is trying to give me goosebumps. And we ain't having it. But in the meantime, are you guys prepared for the presidential debates and the election that's now 40-some-odd days away? Are you registered to vote? Are you going to participate in voting? Is that something you wish to consider? You know, we do have the campaign going out that a girlfriend of mine is suggesting that we suspend our vote. And her thing is that we need to galvanize and come together so that we can use our voting power as leverage, you know. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about that because that sounds feasible. At the same time of it being feasible, is it going to be pertinent in this election? Do we have enough time to do that now? You know what I'm saying? Can we pull it together in such a short amount of time to say, okay, this is what we need from our elected officials and blah, blah, blah. However, I'm going to ask you this. Are you guys looking at your local elections? You know, this particular campaign voting season has gotten me very much interested in looking into the entire outfit of looking at major elections locally. You know, you got to look at your sheriffs and your judges and your commissioners and your city council and all of that. Because oftentimes we forget about those or don't treat them as important as the presidential elections and carrying on when we forget that is where most of our power lies. See, in order for the Senate and all those children to be up there in the Senate, they have to come through the local children first. So we have to be the ones to get on them to take our stuff up there to Washington and blah, 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 blah. So without that, our power base becomes very limited. So we have to look into getting out and paying attention to your local ballots as well. So how many of you guys are out there doing that? Okay, that there becomes the question. I am still trying to get this damn my server together. So if it sounds like I'm babbling, it's because I am. Because I don't know what the hell just happened. It's talking about problems loading, and it was just up just a second ago. But she want to give me fever. So I'm like, okay, come on now. Come on. No, she is still trying to do her thing. It is going to be a Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday. You guys know the rules, honey. We can talk about any and everything that's on your mind right here and right now. The only thing is if you decide to come out of a bag on me, sugar, I'm coming out of a bigger bag on you. You understand? Okay. I got children over here in the studio how to give me props and demonstrations and things, honey, in the differences of the bags. Okay. Yeah. So, be that as it may. Oh, God. What is going on, children? This thing here, I swear to you, either they are trying to block me from talking about this thing because I'm really, I have not been able to voice my opinion here on the air because, like I said, I've been involved with school. And since the time we've been away, we've had these police shootings in Tulsa and Charlotte and carrying on. We got 2 more black men have been killed. Actually, there's another one today in El Cajon, California, that I'm trying to get information about. I just caught a glimpse of that on the news at about 2 o'clock this morning or so. That a young man was killed, and he seemed to have been unarmed and all that kind of jazz. So we're trying to get that information up and running and to find out exactly what is going on in that. Apparently, there's some kind of still picture or whatever that suggests that he may have had some kind of weapon or something in his hand. And all of that. So that's what's happening here. We had the presidential debates that went down. You know how many of you guys saw that? I got some things about that I want to talk about. We just had these so-called terrorist attacks. I'm not calling them terrorist attacks. I really believe differently. I'm going to get into that in a great little minute because it's too coincidental to be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? For the way the shit went down. No, it's too much. So that's what I'm saying right here. And then for those of you who have experienced gasoline outages and shortages and carrying on, what was that? Huh? All of a sudden, we got gasoline outages and stuff. Here in Georgia, we were dealing with gasoline shortages. We had stations that didn't have any gas for a couple of days and carrying on. When it ran out, it ran out. So folks are scavenging and things trying to get gas. And then for those who had gas, they were telling you don't fill up your tanks to make sure you had gas for other people. And we know how well that went over. Okay.
You ain't gonna tell me not to fill this motherfucking tank up, but I done spent 2 hours in this damn line trying to get here, and this gas in here. Shit, you better take this damn money. I'm gonna get this gas. Okay. Then on top of the gas shortage, you had these fuckers sitting up here price gouging. So when the gas first went short, the attendant wanted to sit down there, and he talking about it was a mistake. It wasn't no damn mistake. The gas started off at $2.53 a gallon. And then they took a picture of the side. That bitch had $4.59 a gallon. Yes, it did, on the damn tag. And then talk about something, oh, well, that was a mistake. That wasn't a motherfucking mistake. You knew exactly what you were doing. Sitting up here trying to price gouge the folks. And there's a law here in the state of Georgia that says that until the governor calls a state of emergency, that is not considered price gouging. Okay. And so they had done that just before the governor declared this emergency. So maybe within about a few hours or something after that, when it was discovered that we really were low on this gas or whatever, then the governor declared a state of emergency. And so everybody had to be regulated with these little prices and stuff. Yeah, please. Okay. So that's what's going on here. If you would like to join in on the conversation, I encourage you to do so. The number to call is 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Okay? Press the number 1. Just hit it one time. And let me know you have something to say, and then we will bring you in at the appropriate time. Again, this is a Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday. I called this today's show, What Kind of Love Is This? Okay? So, yeah, those are some of the things that's on my mind. I'm sitting up here, I got a hybrid mix of tea over here. I have some herbal tussin and also some throat coat with a little bit of green tea. Yes, as you can hear, it sounds like I'm talking with a lisp of some sort, but I've been having this thing with my tongue bother me. I bit it, and then I end up eating something too hot and burned it in the same spot. Then it had a pimple. You know, I had a little bump, it was like a pimple-like or something, and I popped it. And ever since then, child, I've been having problems with this girl, and we're trying to get down to the root of this. It's starting to heal up or whatever, but it's still swollen in certain spots. So I sound like I have a lisp with certain words, with my S's and T's and B's and everything that has to come together. And my tongue has to go to the roof of my mouth. However, we're going to get through it because, it don't stop no show, honey. A monkey don't stop no show. So with that, let me take a small little break here, and then when we come back, we're going to get into it. Again, the number to call is 347-205-9183, 347-205-9183. Let's get it on and popping. And when I come back, honey, it's going to be just that. We're on and popping. Wait a minute. I just lost. Wait a minute. What just happened? Oh, here we go. That's it. All right. Now, I'm telling y'all, honey, the screen keeps changing and changing. Now the doggone TV room don't want to open. We'll be back in a minute, child. I'm just going through changes.
Dishing Tea Entertainment, deliciously exposing your palate to a cornucopia of rainbow-colored dreams and a black and white reality, while cultivating the masses through a delicate blend of stage, screen, television, radio, print, and social media initiatives. For more information about Dishing Tea Entertainment, call Big Meech at 404-914-5610 or visit www.dishingtea.com. D Created Boutique offers the most unique selection of high-quality handicrafted infant and children custom outfits, tutus, blankets, headbands, cloth diapers, women's handbags, and much more. We're conveniently located at 19480 Livernois Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, on the famous Avenue of Fashion Shopping District. For more information, contact us at 313-744-9002. D Creative Boutique, a one-stop destination for fashionable families. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in urban culture and lifestyle. Spearheaded by the Henry Hingers of hip-hop, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, Double Exposure serves to educate its clients about the dollars and cents of the music industry. For more information about Double Exposure Media Relations, call 201-224-6510. 201-224-6510. Double Exposure Media Relations. I'm not on it. Oh, Lord. This is so backwards. I swear this is so fucking bad. Oh my God, when the phone went off, it turned my hotspot off to me. All right. Can you guys hear me? Okay. And so what's up? You're on. I'm having problems with something dead air. Okay, everybody's trying to get to me. I got dead air because this damn thing keeps cutting off on me. I'm here. Supposed to be a song playing, but apparently the damn thing don't want to play. And I'm about to get pissed and I'm going to scrap it, but I ain't going to scrap just yet because you guys are saying, okay, we're here. Hot damn. Now, if I could just get back into the fucking show because I can't seem to get into the damn show. That's what's happening. My screen and stuff keeps going dead on me. And I can't navigate the system. So, let me see. If this thing don't pull up, honey, I'm scrapping it because I'm starting to get frustrated. And I know how I get when I get frustrated. But apparently, what I have to say or what is going to come out of today's show is the cosmos are trying not to let it be. And I'm refusing to believe that because, like I said, there's a lot that we need to continue to talk about. Okay? A lot. So, yeah. As I am putting this together, all right. Am I on the damn air? Okay, I got half of a screen. There we go. Are we working? All right, I'm going to go to the phone line. I'm supposed to try to play this damn music. Let's see. 313-658. Let me see if I can open you up. Let's see if it's going to open up the damn mic.
Can you hear me?
I
can hear you. Baby.
No.
Baby, you know that something is really trying for you not to get this show. But I'm right here with you, babe. And I heard that story earlier this morning about the young man who was mentally challenged. His sister called the police, and they shot and killed him. She was like, why didn't you just tase him? He's special needs. And They killed her brother. They killed her brother right in front of her.
Oh, my God.
And they are African, from Africa. She had a real deep accent. And she was so broken up. She was like, why not just tase him? I called the police, and you just killed my brother in front of me.
Oh, my God.
Special needs. Did you know that it's next season and we the Ducks? Hello? Hello?
Is it good?
It's duck season and we the Ducks.
Really?
That's the only way I can see it. That's the only way I can see it. And I watched that old raggedy debate. Yeah, I did. Donald Trump is what did J stand for? Jackass?
You know what? I've been trying to look that up. I thought it was like Jonathan or something. Or Joseph. Jonathan or Joseph. One of the two.
Jackass Trump. Yeah, he a Trump though. He a real Trump. How you gonna interrupt somebody 50-something times?
Right.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Okay, you know what? Let's go there because see, I got to wrap my head around this whole El Cajon, California thing because this is my first time hearing it and I'm baffled because this is the second shooting that we done had dealing with special needs. The first one was with the trainer, the care provider, and they ended up shooting him with his hands up. He kept saying, wait, no, he's special needs. I got him.
Right, and he had a truck in his hands.
Right. And they shot and killed, and they sat there and would ask the police officer why they shot. The police officer said, I don't know.
See, it's duck season. He wanted them 10 points for unarmed. It must be a point system. The police must have a point system for shooting unarmed black men. I'm sorry. If you have on the hoodie, you get 15 points. If he's laying on the ground, you get 25. What the hell? What the what? That's all I'm going to say is what the what?
What the what? Okay, exactly.
What the what? What do we need to do not to die?
Well, how about that? Okay. I am baffled. You know, this whole thing with the Tulsa thing, you know, the man had his hands up, walking calmly and peacefully. He was very cooperative. And yet the white woman cop felt as though she was in danger. And after they tased him, she shot. Okay.
But the whole thing of it is y'all lied and said he was reaching into his car, and when his lawyer came and had the pictures blown up, the window was rolled up. So what the hell was he reaching for in the rolled up window? How can he get his hand through a rolled up window?
Exactly.
What the what? What the what?
Wait a minute. Hold on, because here's the other thing. The lawyers were saying that through the cops' own admission, they had already looked in the vehicle and discovered that there was nothing in the vehicle. They had said that in their general report that they had did a vehicle search. You know, you know how they do it, look in the windows and carrying on, and they discovered there was nothing visible or anything. Right. So why was he shot? And then on top of it, why was he shot after he was tased? So he was already on the fucking ground.
He wasn't jiggling enough. He didn't get them the right response they wanted. He wasn't doing the flippity flop like they did in The Hangover.
Okay. Well, wait a minute, because here is, and I'm coming to these debates in a minute, but here is the thing with the guy in Charlotte. Because, you know, first Charlotte didn't want to release them fucking videos. The body cam videos. But they finally released them, okay?
With no audio. What happened to the audio?
Huh?
What happened to the audio?
Oh,
The cop forgot to turn the audio on. Okay.
The audio was there. One cop's camera wasn't working.
Okay. Conveniently, even.
But catch it, they kept telling us it was a black officer that killed the guy. According to those kills, ain't no black man there yet, but the one they shot.
Oh, well, see, now how'd that go? How'd that working out for him?
Oh, wait a minute. You want to hear something? I'm gonna show you. It was a police officer, an Atlanta police officer, who showed me the tape. We were sitting up there. She said, "Wait a minute, I'm confused." She said they told us it was a black officer that shot this dude. She said, "Where the black at?" Where's the officer?
On the ground, dead.
Okay. And I was like, oh, wait. Okay.
What the what? What the what?
I'm lost, and I'm confused at this. Okay. Because, you know, as a man of science, I was asked this question by a friend of mine, my road dog out of New York, because right when all this happened, he asked me, was I afraid of being, you know, going out on the street and carrying on and dealing with police officers because of my size? Answer was, no, I'm not afraid. I'm concerned. Okay? At one point in time, I would have said, yes, I was. But being a security officer and, quote unquote, loosely in the law enforcement industry, because we are, I have gotten to know police officers while in uniform. Okay? At one point in time in my life, I never wanted to be associated with a police officer in uniform because throughout my teen years and my early 20s, I was always fitting a description. I've had my share of being thrown up against a fucking car, patted down, and this and the other. You know, no apology. I wasn't the guy you were looking for. I don't get no apology. I don't get no motherfucking, you know, took me down to the precinct. You don't bring me back home. I could now find a way back home and all this other bullshit that you put me through. Because I was the wrong person that you were looking for. And thankfully, I was able to get away from that alive because as we see oftentimes that they shooting folks who end up dead and they were ending up the wrong people. Down here in Atlanta, they done killed this 94-year-old woman because they broke in the wrong house on a drug raid, shot this 94-year-old woman up, honey.
What the what?
Yes, this was a few years ago. Killed her, honey.
Oh, see.
Killed her. On a lead that this was a dope house. Child, she was
94.
94 years old, honey. Didn't know shit from Shine over. Okay. And I was like, wow. Okay, wow.
That's team too much. That's team too much.
You see what I'm saying? So I've had my share. And now, you know, dealing with police officers, and I know their humanity, and I know that there's a difference between a good cop and a bad cop and carrying on. I'm not necessarily afraid, but what happens is, and the same officer I was talking to, she told me that, and she's a black woman, she said even she has had run-ins with officers who did not know she was a police officer.
Right.
Okay, she's out of uniform. She said, I tried to get in my badge, and they said they're cutting me loose and wanted to sit down there and treat me as if I was some kind of second world citizen or whatever. She said, and then when I had to sit down there and I went to their chief and made a formal complaint of how I was treated, then it became a different tune. She said, because they didn't want to respect the fact that, or listen to the fact that I got a badge too. Here, I'm one of you. Okay? And so I was like, really interesting. Now, I had a conversation with another police officer who I work with, and he said something to me very, very fascinating. And I had not thought about this at all until he said this. because, you know, we're all up in arms. We always say, how come they can't change somebody? How come they can't shoot the leg? Or why they always shoot?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Meeks, where you go?
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
You know what? Oh, these motherfucking phones. Woo! I'm going to be giving a whole soliloquy, honey.
Oh, I ain't heard none of it.
Good evening.
So that means nobody heard anything.
Good evening. They don't want the story out, honey. No, it's going. Here. The police officer said something to me that I found to be very fascinating. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You there?
I'm ready.
Okay. He said to me, everybody is always asking us how come we always shoot to kill. Why don't we shoot in the leg or the arm or shoot to maim and this, that, and the other? And he said, because we're not trained to do that. And I looked at him very crazily. He says, when we're on the gun range and when we learn how to take firearms and fire weapons or whatever, he said the torso of our targets do not have limbs. It is a chest torso.
And
it is from the abdomen up to the head. And when I thought about that, I said, damn it, they do that on the gun range and everything. If you don't get no full body target, you get a torso. He said, so every police officer is trained to kill. He said, there is no maim. He said, if you get shot in the arm or the leg, it's a mistake.
Exactly.
I said, what the fuck? I had never thought about it until just then. So this whole idea that we have of, you know, training or whatever, or they need better training, or how come they always shoot to kill, or this, that, and the other, because they're trained that way.
Exactly.
He said,
all
you got
time
other
you see
weapons.
full-body people getting shot by the police was the Police Academy movie.
Right.
Exactly. That's it. Everywhere else,
Okay.
every time you see cops shooting anything, it's for the head and the chest. That's it.
Right. That's it. And I was like, wow. It had not dawned on me until he said that. I said, wow. So now he went on to tell me, he said, we have other weapons because we do have the taser and we have our batons. He said, and most often, he said the baton is more deadlier than the taser and everything because, hell, I whip this thing out, I can break your arms, your wrists, your hands. I can break shit.
Right.
You know, and carrying on. He said, but most of the time, the taser is what's used first because that's the warning. Anytime we go to pull our weapon or whatever, it's because we are in belief that our life is in danger. And that's why we pull the weapon. He said, now, there are some folk who are, you know, they're scared. We have police officers who are just constantly scared. He said they don't know how to assess a situation, so they always come in guns drawn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He said, then, of course, you know, we have the ones who are power savvy. You know, they got addicted to the power, and you know, and we all know them. They cool as hell when they're at home.
Right.
Soon as they put them damn blues on, they put that goddamn gun on that hip. It was a whole ball game.
They don't lost their mind. That's all it is. But you know what? They did a story last night on the CBS Evening News about gypsy cops. Cops that have bad reps somewhere and they get reassigned to different police stations and different assignments. That ain't changing nothing. It's still a badass cop. And they get tossed around to different precincts. Now, if lawyers and doctors got aboard, How come police don't have a board where if you lose your job in Michigan, you can't go to Alabama and be a cop there? Why is that not in place?
Good question. That's
Why
a real
is that not in place? Because corruption is going to be corruption, and they ain't going to try to stop it. But they keep killing. I'm telling you, it's duck season and we the ducks. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And then, now the cop, he told me this as well, because I asked him, I said, how come the good cops won't open up their fucking mouths? You know, he said, well, it's twofold. He said, someone like me, he said, I'm going to give you enough rope to hang yourself. He said, because what ends up happening is if I sit down there and rat you out or whatever, or throw you under the bus, then my department will see me as the snitch.
Right.
So if I'm the snitch, they
work with
you. You know? I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, I could be in trouble and say my number is 1825 or whatever. And I'm, you know, so everybody in my department is an 18 and the last two digits are different. So when I'm calling for help, we don't use names, we use numbers. He said, so when we get up and they pull up on the scene, he said, okay, I would see unit 30 over here and unit 25 there, but I won't see no 18s, my people, on the scene. He said, because when you listed as a snitch, they'll sit down there and they won't fuck with you. They'll sit down there and leave you out there.
Right.
They won't leave you to fend for yourself. They won't fuck with you. I said, what? He said, yeah. He said, if you get a reputation like that, he said, you might as well either go to a different department or go to another state because won't nobody work with you. He said,
it's
and
just
so
like,
for
like high school. The police
exactly.
is just like high school. You got the cool kids, you got the jocks, you got the slackers, you got the smokers. It's the same damn thing, but just grown up real life.
I like that. Okay.
Hold on, you're talking to a police officer's child. I'm sorry, retired police officer's child. He retired now, but my whole life, you know, I've been around guns and police, and I've met some good police, and I've met some dirty police, and I'm like, yeah. That's not anything I want to be associated with. Thank you kindly. My dad even tried to get me to date a cop. I was like, you got me all messed up. No, thank you. I'll fend up by myself. Thank you kindly, sir. Thank you kindly. I'd rather not. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to use my life waiting on a phone call or somebody knocking on my door telling me I ain't got no more husband. Oh, no, that ain't for me. No, sir.
Right.
That's not a way to live. That's not a way to live. I got to have my life and life more abundantly. I ain't got time for that.
Okay, how about that one?
See, how about
it? Let me jump shifts because I think this ties into this whole thing of the presidential debate. Because this first one, which we were all ready for, because I wanted to see how Donald was going to come in and be as prepared to take on Hillary.
He wasn't prepared at all.
Huh?
He wasn't prepared at all. He fared well the first 30 minutes, and then he melted down.
Right.
He wasn't even thinking about that Miss Universe, but she got him on that one. He was like, oh, damn, I forgot about that. See, you done did so much foul-ass shit, you done forgot the shit you done did.
Right.
Now it's coming back on him. And he had the nerve to go on TV the next day talking about he won the CBS exit poll. And CBS was like, we ain't even do no damn exit poll, Donald. You lying. Come on with that there. He was on Good Morning America talking about how well he did. No, you didn't. It's all in your mind.
No, you know what? And see, here is where, you know, for those who support him, I'm still trying to understand their level of support outside of him having the spunk, and that in the beginning he was talking sense because he wasn't talking like a politician. You know, he was talking like real folks talk around the dinner table and shit. And that was his MO from the jump. Well, now you starting to talk like them same motherfuckers who ain't got no sense around the dinner table that's coming out of a bag. Because everything about him is all about the win. He done won this, and if he had said he had got one more damn endorsement in that damn debate, I was gonna jump through the screen. Well, you know, I got 250,000 endorsements from this particular so and so, and we did well here, and yes, I'm a businessman, and we need somebody to come up here who knows about money. And then when Hillary dropped the bomb and said, "Wait a minute, honey. You're probably not sharing your taxes because you don't want the folks to know that you ain't paid no damn taxes." And except for maybe 2 times and we know about those 2 times because you had to reveal those to get your license for a business you were developing. And then when she said that, his response was, "I'm a smart man." He said that up under his breath about not paying taxes. He said, "Because I'm a smart man." I'm like, wait a minute. And that would, I was hoping she had caught that so she could have jumped on that. Because how are you going to sit up here and be all this smart and then talking about you want to cut taxes or increase the taxes or whatever, but you want to stabilize them to be at a certain rate of whatever the case may be, but yet you are not paying your fair share. Number one. Number two, how are you going to talk about bringing jobs back here to America when you still got China making your fucking ties? How do you create that in this economy? Okay, that's what I wanted to jump. Okay. So those are some of the aspects that it was just bothering me. He came in on this old selfish attack. Then he went very crybabyish. Oh, she's not very nice to me. He said that? Yeah. She's not being very nice. I've seen all of your commercials with your mean ads and carrying on and directing this and directing that about me. And you're not nice and blah 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 blah. What the fuck? As if that was to bring brownie points into this or something. It was absolutely horrific. Okay, absolutely. This is too much for the world and not enough people. Okay, too much for the world and not enough people. You understand? Am I on the air, child? Because I'm just a talker and I don't see nothing. Oh, Lord. Yeah. You there, Carla?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm still on the air.
Yeah, you're still on the air.
Okay, so I'm going to end up having to shut this damn thing down because I'm having too many technical problems. And this is about to really, like I say, because I have not jumped on this, I really believe that the powers that be have me monitored or something or whatever, because my particular spiel and my particular audiences, when we come in to play this particular game, for whatever reason, our opinions are not necessarily the ones that are most popular or want to be heard, because we're always going through a lot of executive changes and all kinds of technical changes and stuff when I'm trying to get something out here very important. However, I'm going to keep going because here's something that Donald said that I wanted Hillary to answer, because when he said this, he kind of gave her a way out, or actually he did, because he let her get around it. And that was when she was talking about the question was about race relations. And Hillary went on this thing about, we have a lot of African-American men who are unjustly incarcerated and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. He jammed her ass when he said, but wait a minute, Madam Secretary, You were the one to call African Americans super predators. Okay? And then he said, but you did apologize. And that was her loop out because she never picked that back up. And the moderator, black as he was, didn't pick that up either. I was pissed with that. I was so pissed with that because I was like, that's the Achilles heel right here. Let's go there because we as black folks, see, here's where it is. I get so sick and tired of hearing black folks talk about we ain't got our agenda on the ballot or nobody's looking out for our agenda. Everybody who's claiming that they're cooling for Hillary Clinton because she really is a secret racist and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And her and Bill have put more blacks in prison and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, yakking. No one had picked up on that, not the moderator. And I wanted them to get into that because when we're talking about race relations, honey, what was your change of heart? What was your change of idea? What was your change of mind? Because these are words you said. Okay? Now, granted, I listened to those, to a lot of those earlier things when she was talking about the super predators and carrying on. And a lot of that was taken out of context because the whole super predator became a lot of those children who were involved in gangs and the drugs and, you know, all of that. Where, as we know in the hood, there's certain ones who target certain people. And that's what she was going after. That's what I took it to mean. However, of course, you know, the Al Sharptons and those children took it to mean, oh, you calling all black folks super predators and carrying on. That's all we do is sit down here and plot and plan and shit. So I wanted them to stay on that because what was your change of heart to now? What are we calling them now? Because if they're no longer super predators, what do we have? Do we just have a gang of criminals, or what do we have here? Because we cannot omit the fact that we do have a part of each particular population that is just bad apples, honey. Right. Okay, they just fucked up bad apples, and there's no color involved. We just got bad people. Period. As you see on the cops, you see on this, you see it. So now what do we do in that, and how do we remove the race out of it and just say bad people are bad people? Because it seems to be that, oh, we got bad people are bad people, yeah, but black folks are just super bad because they're super predators. We ain't got predators because super predators. But they got some kind of super powers.
Well, we don't lock bitches in our house for decades and shit. That's white people shit. How about that? Stealing little girls from their bedrooms. What kind of mess is that? White people shit. I went and lived in Bismarck. I sure did.
Okay. So how about that? And now, continuing on, because see, I'm going to loop this here, because how ironic, how coincidental is this? That we have a Republican candidate for presidency who keeps talking about our military needs to be strengthened. Our military needs to be strengthened. Our military needs to be strengthened. And yet, all of a sudden, we got an internalized terrorist, a domestic terrorist, who plants bombs in New York City, okay? And over in Jersey. And then we got the one child who gonna go in the mall in Minnesota. Minnesota of all places, child, ain't it? Minnesota. Okay, that's Paisley Park. That's Prince area. Minnesota. Go up in there stabbing folks and shit at random. And then one of the claims that they got claims and things to the ISIS children. I hate that they call themselves ISIS because, child, ISIS was a cute little superhero. And they have fucked up the name.
She was an African princess. Let's get it right.
How about that? Now, see, we're going to go there. I was trying to be cute. I didn't want to take it there. But let's go there. Okay.
She's not Mother God. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, right.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
okay? So how is it that you got this man, number one, who now you know have been planting the bombs? Y'all didn't kill him. Okay.
Hold on. But you caught him within 48 hours. Who do that? Not one police department in the United States of America catch a nigga that did something within 48 hours. Cut that shit out. They ain't got a show about it.
Right. Now, how about that? Now here's where
you found him.
Wait a minute, because, darling, this is where I say that this is a plant. I don't give a fuck what they call this shit. It's some inside bullshit. Because how you gonna sit down here? You said that the boy used a goddamn flip phone as the detonator for the bomb. This bitch was a fucking dud. But yet you went to the flip phone and was able to get all his goddamn information that went back to his daddy's house. And within 4 hours' time from y'all reporting that on the news, I'll say 7. I'll give it a work day, because we heard about it on Good Morning America at 7 in the morning. By the time we got back to their nightly news, Brian Ross was sitting up there telling me about this boy in high school. Where he got a girlfriend, the girlfriend that got pregnant and shit. Y'all got all this motherfucker's information because he used a flip phone on a bomb that did not go off. And you want to tell me he was trying to be ISIS and terrorism? No, he wasn't. That was a plant. That was a scare tactic. That's why they didn't kill that motherfucker. That was a scare tactic. Why? Because we're trying to get somebody to say we need to go to war. We need our troops up. Every time we have something big, there's a scare tactic that comes down the line to where somehow we are supposed to be getting ready to go to somebody's goddamn war. Now, how was that? Then you got this motherfucker over in Minnesota. He ain't bombing nobody. He got a fucking knife. You going up in there knifing folks in the name of ISIS and shit?
Hold on.
And then
how you stab 9 people? How do you stab 9 people? I just don't understand how that happened.
Right. Without getting your ass whooped.
I'm just saying, people just stand in line and get stabbed.
Stuff in the mall, and ain't nobody took him down. I'm having a hard time.
I bet you don't hear me. I'm gonna say real loud, I've been stabbed. I'm just saying, that don't sound right to me. How 9 people got stabbed with one knife. I'm sorry. He might have been a ninja or something. Was he a ninja?
But wait a minute, didn't they kill him? The guy in Minnesota they killed, didn't they?
I don't know.
I said one of them got killed. One of them got killed. But we know the one in New York he in the hospital. I think they killed him.
He in a coma.
Okay. So I'm like, really? Really? Really?
They're making sense as they go along. I'm telling you.
Something ain't making sense. Something in that is not making sense. And then, now they want to harp on the fact that Donald Trump came to the news conference, his conference right after the bombings and stuff, and he was the first one to say, oh, this was a bombing. There was a bombing in New York City. I was just been informed there was a bombing and blah, 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 blah. And so Hillary said the same thing, too. But Trump said it first, and they're trying to jump on that you know, he declared it a bombing before the actual information came out or whatever. And I said, really? I said, well, sure. He was a plant. You know, I don't put it past nobody. He got that kind of money to do it, too. You know, to where you sit up here and mock up something and then make it seem as though it's child. I don't put it past them. I don't put it past them. This is too coincidental to be a fucking coincidence that these kinds of things went off. And then they talking about some dude claiming he was ISIS, but he claimed 3 different sects. 3 different, and then we claiming all three of them are at war with each other, so they ain't even on the same team. Okay? So it's like, what the hell is this? What is it? No, I'm having a problem with it. I'm having a problem. A real major problem. And I really believe that was an inside trap. That was a setup from the inside for the okie doke. Yeah?
I hear you.
And they ain't going to tell me otherwise. Just like this gas thing that we now. Did y'all go through a gas shortage in Detroit?
Huh?
Did y'all have gas outages in Detroit?
I ain't in Detroit. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, well, hell, I know you did. I forgot you moved. Okay. I forgot you moved.
I didn't. I know where I'm
in. I know
in.
you in Alabama because the pipeline was broken there. So the line of the gas comes from Alabama here.
Right.
So again, all of a sudden this damn pipeline break. I ain't buying it.
It's potentially incidental. You think? What you think?
Exactly. Okay. I'm not buying it. I am not buying it, honey. I ain't even buying it on the discount rack. You can't even give that to me. You can't even give it to me. Because, again, now, going back to the damn debate, because this is what Trump said in the debate. He says that had not Hillary and them agreed to move the troops out of Iraq and carrying on, ISIS would have never been formed. He said, so we have an ISIS problem because y'all made the wrong decision. He said, and another thing, he said, if we had taken the oil, like we were supposed to have done, they wouldn't be in existence because the oil is their income. Now, that made sense to me. I want to do some fact checking on that, but it made sense. So now all of a sudden, if you have all of this particular kind of information, how is it all of a sudden this damn pipeline go fucking break? And here in Georgia, which is a battle state, this is a battle state here for them. Georgia and Alabama ain't got no motherfucking gas. No gas. No, that's too good to be a coincidence. You hear me? And then you sit up here, and you did, and see, here's the thing. His numbers have not increased down here. You see? As far as his polling and carrying on, his numbers were where Hillary was whooping his ass down here. And this is supposed to be a red state. See? No. It's too coincidental to be a coincidence. I ain't buying it.
The whole thing of it is they consider us sheeple. Not people. Sheeple.
Right.
You're supposed to go along with what's been going on. Now, you want to take a chance with the evil you know, Hillary, or the evil you don't know, Donald Trump. Now, pick one. How about that? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm just seeing what I see. With my spiritual eye, I can see.
Okay.
And I see it's a whole bunch of shenanigans and tomfoolery in this whole situation. And I just got my voter registration card. Ain't that something?
Okay. Well,
from Birmingham, Alabama.
Because hopefully next week, if she's available, she's going to come on the show. Her name is Deborah White. And I've talked about this before about suspending the vote. And I told her I would give her a platform because she wants blacks, Africans, here in this country to suspend the vote and not vote for either candidate,
Right.
But what she's calling for is for us to be able to take our vote and to galvanize so that we have voting power. She said because the black vote is the vote that everybody's after. They after that and the Hispanic. But she's not worried about the Mexican vote.
But if we suspend our vote, what kind of power do we have other than going along with what is being done to us?
Well,
that don't make no sense to me. I mean, I understand if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. I understand that. But you got to stand for something.
Okay.
That sounds like some old Jehovah's Witness stuff. Because they don't vote either. I didn't mean to go there. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, you got me on the platform too. I got my hand on my hip and everything.
Ah, okay. Well, see, here's my thing. I'm not necessarily against suspending the vote. I just think right now it's too late. We're too far into this for it to be effective. If you're talking about doing it for the presidency,
right.
My whole
it's too late in the game. And she just said this last year, before the primaries, and everything got broken down.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so
because
as well.
I'm thinking Bernie Sanders would have got the Democratic nomination. I understand Hillary is her turn and everything, but I really was digging what Bernie Sanders was saying.
But I dig what he was saying, but of course, see, the thing is, Bernie talked a good game, but he didn't look like he walked it. You know, for me, I was
about to die. He's 74. Come on, I understand that.
He's 74. Donald just turned 72. Hillary about to be 70.
Right. The whole thing of it is, I thought you had to be at least 35 to be president. Ain't nobody trying to be 35, 36 trying to be president. What's really good?
No. Why? Because
it's a big ass headache. Right.
In politics, child, you ain't got no experience.
You ain't got no experience, so you got to be a career politician like Hillary. And finally, her number came up.
You see what they were giving? They gave Barack hell. He just turned 54.
Wow.
Right, he just turned 54. Is it 50, 54, 1 or 50? He's just in his early 50s. And you've been there 8 years. Okay. Now, you came in as a speaker and carrying on. That's how you got your feet wet, so you know Washington and how it works. Mm-hmm. That's how he was able to maneuver, because he had already been in Washington. You can't, girl, 35 years old, unless you up in there at 18, and you just started working up in there and knew your way around, and not just know your way around, but you have to have some kind of political fervor. You have to have some kind of decision maker somewhere.
Right.
And pull something through and won some shit and got your name somewhere. Oh, he was a senator here, like Barack was doing for Chicago.
Right.
You know, in order for that to happen, so that a 35-year-old man could sit there and say, okay, I'm going to run for the presidency. Oh, excuse me, and be taken seriously, so that they could sit up there and say, oh, he's a young man, he's full of vigor and care, and I could see him up there for 8 years. Because right now, don't nobody see these folks pass a one-term shit. Either one of them get up in there, hell, what, you only going to be one term, that's 4 years, so you already 70.
Right. My whole thing is, when Barack got president the first time, I was like, Lord Jesus, I guess everybody was so scared of Joe Biden, they was like, just let him go and do that. Let him be the black American, even though the first president of the United States was African American, but we ain't going to go there. I'll let your listeners do their own research about the first black president, but we ain't going to go there. I'm just saying.
What was his name? Thomas Wilkes or whatever his name was. When you sit down there to do the research, this is what I want folks to really understand. Because technically, yes, he was our first black president, but the United States was not the United States then. We were not listed as the United States. Exactly. We were colonized, but we were not the United States of America. And that's what makes that different. That's that same black man that you see on the back of the money. When you look, there's a congressional table or whatever, you see a black man on the money. Right. That's him. Right. Okay? And carrying on. And folks, when you do your research on that, that's going to come up. And he wasn't. He had a little piece of power because at the time he was the most intelligent of the bunch.
How about that?
And he had a piece of power, honey. He was feared by a lot of them children. That's how he was. And he was more so appointed. They didn't elect him. They kind of appointed him to it because they felt he would have been the best one because of his intellect.
Right.
See. So there is that. But here is my thing, and this is why, yes, we see Barack Obama as a black man, but he is interracial. He's multiracial. And we
right.
as black folks, I don't know why we want to sit down there and we keep wanting to say that the one-drop rule don't work or it shouldn't matter, it don't exist, but yet you will not acknowledge the fact that this man is half white as well. Okay? And this is the part that I have with black folks and dealing with everything else. Oh, come on, your skin is black. There ain't nobody going to see you as no mulatto. They're going to call you a nigger first. Yeah, exactly. Because they're ignorant. But at the same time, we cannot ignore the fact that he is multiracial.
Right.
And that is something that is not going to change. And we can call him black all we want to, honey, but he is multiracial. And if you really want to know the truth, he is an African American because his daddy was Kenyan.
Right.
Okay. Now, Michelle is the very first black first lady. Now, come on.
Right.
All day. All right?
All day.
But a lot of that, I'd like to when we want to fact check and carry it on, yes, he's our first African-American skinned president, our first brown-skinned president, honey. But he's also mulatto. Honey, he's multiracial. So for those who are multiracial in this country, honey, this is your victory as well.
Right.
This is your victory because most of the time, particularly that black-white mix, honey, they don't get that, especially if they're on the darker side of the hue. If they're the lighter-skinned blacks who come from mixed parenting, we as black folks think that they got a better advantage because we still got the light-skinned, dark-skinned thing fight that we deal with. That's internal.
Cut that shit out. Cut it out.
But those on the darker side of it, well, you can't tell that they come from mixed parenting and carrying on. You said, one of the bitch, you dark as hell. How the hell you got a white mama? Child, that's just how the genetics work in my case or whatever. And we really have to sit down there and give him his entire heritage. Give him his whole heritage, honey. Because, hell, he had to sit down there and deal with that from his grandparents, honey, before his grandparents came on board. Okay, because in the beginning of all that, honey, they didn't want to be bothered with no Kenyan when his mama got pregnant, but they loved him. And they end up coming on board, and they end up embracing him.
Right.
Because of his mama. So, no. Let's do this the right way. Now, how about that? Now, that's the story that needs to be told, honey. What did his grandparents feel like when he won? Because what was I think his grandmother had passed just the night before he won.
Wow.
Yeah, the night before he won, she died. And carrying on, and that was such a bittersweet moment, and I would love to interview him about that and to find out more about that. But no, that's what we all are, honey. So yes, Barack Hussein Obama, our 44th president of the United States, okay, was technically not the first black president of this new world. I'm going to call it the new world because at the time that's what we were. We were a new world when the children came over here and stole it from the native children that were already here and put it together. Okay? Mm-hmm. However, as we became the United States of America, yes, he is the first president of the United States of America, but not of the new world. Bada boom. Okay. Now, having said all that, I'm going to cut this short because, yeah, this damn time and stuff is going on about his business. And if I get one more interruption and this phone acting all crazy and the system want to get bad down or whatever, I'm going to have a fit.
Mm-mm. Don't give it that kind of energy. Mm-mm. Still there? Hello? Jesus Christmas. Hello? I'm on this to you. You ain't there. Hello? Well, we had a good talk. I sure enjoyed it. But I guess you're gone.
Dirty carpets don't keep a schedule. You do. That's why the Home Depot has the Hoover Power Scrub Elite Pet Plus Carpet Cleaner for just $148, over $40 off. Its quick clean mode with heat force helps cut drying time to less than 45 minutes. If you have a schedule to keep, you don't want to sit around waiting on a wet carpet. The Hoover Power Scrub Elite, just $148, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details. Valid through July 11th. Dirty carpets don't keep a schedule. You do. That's why the Home Depot has the Hoover Power Scrub Elite Pet Plus Carpet Cleaner for just $148, over $40 off. Its quick clean mode with heat force helps cut drying time to less than 45 minutes. If you have a schedule to keep, you don't want to sit around waiting on a wet carpet. The Hoover Power Scrub Elite, just $148, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details. Valid through July 11th.